Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. So, we have some Celtics information. Marcus Smart is going to be returning to the Celtics through an extension, 4 years, $77 million extension. Headed back to Boston, staying in Boston. Always been in Boston. Will continue to be in Boston. So the thing about Marcus Smart is he had a very, very favorable contract. He was going to be a free agent next year, and I think he was making, I think it was like a $40 million contract or something like that. We talked about it at length, but it's whatever. The point is, he's going to be signing an extension for 4 years at 77. That's not bad. It's not bad. You figure he's a legacy player who helps your defense for sure. He's always going to be a passionate defender. He's getting better shooting the ball, even though his shot selection hasn't been great. He's getting better there. He's always going to slash to the basket. He's always going to be an aggressive player offensively, for better or for worse. And most importantly, you have a good relationship with him. I've watched how his free agency has gone since he's been there. It's always some type of static to some degree, whether it be trying to get a certain amount or trying to figure out if they want to have him a part of the future, the role that he had for him. He's always on the bench, even though you know he should be stepping forward. It's always been kind of them working with him in terms of his shot selection and things of that nature. He's not a perfect player, but he's their guy. You know what I mean? And the situation hasn't always been fun for him in Boston, but that's his city. So you kind of just get it. He's a Boston guy. I thought that trading his contract made a lot of sense if they were trying to get better. They should be going after a guy like Dame Lillard. I felt with the cap space that they had, being more aggressive with what it is that they're trying to accomplish in terms of their timeline, since the Lakers are being so very active in getting championships in this era, getting ready to pass them up. They've now tied them up with 17 championships. So I felt like, and of course, if you pay attention, I made a video about this today. But I felt like the Boston Celtics should do something. Well, they did something. Not exactly what I thought they would do, but I don't think fans are upset about what they did here. You know what I mean? And that's what is also important. I look at that angle as well. It's like, okay, are the fans going to be pleased by this? I think they will be. They didn't overpay for Marcus Smart. They kind of kept him around the same pay that he was always getting. He's always been there. So it's just keeping him as a mainstay on a team that he's always been a mainstay on. So it's like there's no change there. There's no transition for anybody to have to go through in any way. So from that perspective, I think it could be a positive. So it's like this. I think the Boston Celtics mentality should be a certain thing. It appears they believe it should be something else, and what they're trying to accomplish, they're executing. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, I can kill the move, but it's because I believe their vision should be a certain way. I think they should have a win now mentality based on the Laker thing. I truly believe that. I don't think they should be letting us pass them up out of sheer pride. You know what I mean? The NBA is built on this rivalry, literally. And they've never, ever been behind us in championships. We just won one 2 years ago and got a super team with a good chance of winning another within the next couple of years. I just don't feel like they've done everything they can to put themselves in that same position. And I think they're doing the legacy no service by doing that. I really believe that. I believe that there should be a certain competitive nature about that franchise as it pertains to watching us pass them up. Now, I know that doesn't equate to business. That's some rah-rah bullcrap, which is why I'm not killing what they're doing. Because I think what they're doing is a bit more sustainable for them to get better later on. But what I'm saying is, what does later on do for you when you have young players, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who are going to be entering their prime soon? Very soon. Why are we focusing on 2027, 2028 with the cap space that we have when we can go out and get a Dame right now? We can go out and force the envelope for Bradley Beal right now with all of the picks and assets that they have. So that's the vision I would have for the Boston Celtics. But if I've mortgaged their future for today and they fall flat and get beat by the Nets anyway, you know what I'm saying? What kind of GM am I? So I feel like my vision for the Boston Celtics feels right to me, but I can definitely see why maybe what they did today probably feels right to someone else. But I will tell them this. As a Laker fan, it's going to be fantastic passing you up. It's going to feel good. Especially knowing that your team could have gotten better and put yourself in a position to stop us from doing it. And you didn't. Marcus Smart ain't going to stop that. Extending Marcus Smart ain't stopping the Lakers or the Nets or any of these teams. You are going to be a decent team. As I said, you're going to be a team that maybe makes the playoffs. Maybe. It all depends on how far Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown take you. Now, if those guys play like MVPs, y'all can be as good as anybody. But if those guys are just who they were last year, you guys may make the playoffs. May. You are not a better team than you were last year. Not in my opinion. I think Dennis Schroeder can have a career year with the Boston Celtics. I think he can fit right in, off the bench or starting, whatever they decide to do with him. I think he's going to be on a mission to make his money, and I think that's going to work in the Boston Celtics' favor right away. They got a brand new coach, Ime Udoka, fresh blood in the locker room. I think that's a good thing. All of that, everybody from the old era is still in the locker room in terms of in the front office. Brad Stevens moves up. Danny Ainge moves up. It's just things are in place for them to have sustainability. But the problem with sustainability is if you look behind them, since they've been building sustainability, they've had no success. In building sustainability, you know what you see in front of them? No success. So it comes to a point where it's like, we have clean books, and you know me, I'm all for that. When you have clean books and a fresh crop of picks, hey, that's my favorite type of situation. But not if you're the Boston Celtics with these two young superstars and the Lakers getting ready to pass you up in championships. That is not when you don't have urgency. If for nothing else, you have urgency so that you can start the process of Jason Tatum being a champion legend early. Because if he gets his first championship now, he's going to want another one with the Celtics. He's going to want another one of those green banners up with his name attached to it. But if he doesn't start experiencing that, and he keeps looking up at banners that he didn't have nothing to do with, he's going to see himself elsewhere eventually. Boston ain't that great of a city, man. No disrespect, but it ain't LA, it ain't Miami. You're going to want out if you're not winning. No disrespect. I'm just being real. If you're not from there, it ain't like you fall in love with the city and just want to be there, especially if you're a black dude. We know what it is. So at this point, it's like, look, if y'all don't make that place more sweeter for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, y'all get over there, get Bradley Beal. If you think Jason Tatum is going to be looking at this move with Marcus Smart and saying, yes, now we move. No. And that's my point of view. That's where I stand as it pertains to my own opinion. So that's what it is. But separate from that opinion, they are executing their plan well. They're managing their cap fairly well. I don't think this deal with Marcus Smart hurts that at all. They're doing things the clean way. I just think they need to have more urgency to win. That's all I'm saying. But it is what it is, man. Congratulations to Marcus Smart. I'm pretty sure he's happy with this deal. His family, I know they're happy with this deal. Congratulations to the Boston fan base. If you're not thinking like I'm thinking, you're probably happy to just keep Marcus Smart around just because that's your guy. You love him. So that is what it is. But I'm telling you, it's going to feel great to pass y'all up. Lakers for life. My name is BDL44, and I'm out.